All right, we're going to do this. We're going to
My
talk.
eye switching.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Hey guys, it's Chris and Katrina with our everyday getaway. Welcome to the channel. In this video, Katrina and I want to discuss, we want to talk. We want to have a talk. You guys
A
like to have a talk?
conversation.
Want to have a conversation? Come on over, sit down, and let's have a conversation.
Let's do that.
The conversation is keeping up with the Joneses. I mean, the RVers.
In our case, the RVers.
The RVers. That's right. Katrina and I have been on the road for about a year now,
Yes.
and we've noticed a few things, and we've learned some things, and we still have a lot of things to learn.
Especially
Right.
Chris.
So, one of the things we wanted to talk about is keeping up with the RVers. What does it mean?
Well, it can mean a lot of things.
Now, look, all of us who decide to, or many of us who decide to engage in this full time RV lifestyle, do so because we want to minimize. We had
We
this.
want to travel the country. We want to enjoy life and see things and experience and all that kind of good stuff.
Right. We want to sell everything and kind of minimize. So whether you want to sell and go from a Class A to a fifth wheel or to a travel trailer, it's all the same. We're all doing it with the same purpose because we want to minimize our belongings, our possessions, and we just kind of want to. We just want to travel the country and see the country, and in some ways take off a lot of those burdens that we have when we lived in the sticks and bricks, right? You
That's
think?
true. Oh, yeah.
And when you live in the sticks and bricks so often, you can get caught up in keeping up with the Joneses. And that happens, if you guys are honest, that happens to a lot of us. You know, your neighbor buys this, your neighbor gets that. I have to get that. I have to try to keep up with it. That's why they call it keeping up with the Joneses. So we're calling this keeping up with the RVers. Does that happen when we make that transition to RV life, be it part time
Yes.
or even full time? Does that
Yes.
happen?
Yes, all the
And
time.
Katrina and I think it happens. And if you guys disagree with us, that's cool. It's okay. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think. But we think it does.
We think it happens quite often.
And it starts with your RV,
That's true.
the RV.
It
Absolutely.
starts with, going to these shows and looking at these fantastic, fabulous, beautiful,
Yeah.
what New Elves, and let's talk about a couple of them.
Yeah. Who wouldn't love
Right?
to have a New Well or a Prevo?
Ooh,
Or if you're a fifth wheeler, how about a Lux?
nice.
We were recently
Nice.
at an RV resort, Alsatian RV resort, and our neighbor across the street from us, nice guy, had a beautiful Lux. Beautiful paint job. It was orange, blue, and white.
Kind of had that
Loved
little
it.
Bronco feel to it.
Yeah, it kind of had that Broncos
It
color
was
scheme.
beautiful.
Beautiful on
Absolutely
the
beautiful.
outside. Now, there was another fellow there with
There's
his as
another one
well.
there, right.
And I've never been inside one. I'd like to check one out. But he had a nice fifth wheel. So it's easy to get caught up into that. So when it comes time to buying an RV, try not to.
Get too caught up in that. I guess what we're trying to say is if you can afford it, that's wonderful. And we think that's great. But if you can't and you're trying to make it so you can, you might want to really think a little bit
Yeah,
hard
let us,
about that.
once again, we're not doing this to like debate someone or to complain. If you have the means, God bless you, knock yourself out, go for it, because Lord knows I'd do it too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He would.
I would do it.
He would, yeah.
But that's just me. But I know that I have the Rock here who keeps me at an even keel
Gotta keep them grounded.
and
Gotta
keeps
keep
me
'em
grounded. She always has. That's one thing she's done. But yeah, so I would love to have a brand new Class A diesel pusher. And we kind of got caught up in that as well when we purchased our Class A diesel pusher. It's
did.
a used.
Well, we had a Class A gasser, and we were happy with it. But then when we went full time, we did want something a little larger because we just needed a little bit more space if we were going to live in it full time. Chris, on the other hand, wanted a diesel pusher, so we waited. We did wait. We did not buy brand new, but we waited and we got a good deal on a used one. But now thinking back, we could have got an even better deal on a used gasser.
Right. And,
So-
it's easy to get caught up in that. And I got caught up in it as well. I'm going to travel the country from coast to coast. We're going to do a lot of driving. I wanted a diesel pusher.
Oh, you did.
I wanted a diesel. In hindsight, can you make it work in a gasser? Absolutely. People do it all the time. You can save a lot of money. So,
Well, especially right now with the price of
yeah,
gas.
with everything going
Or
on right
I
now,
should say fuel. I get corrected. Fuel.
yeah,
Right.
so it's easy to get caught up in that. You go to a show, like Katrina said, you go to a show and it's all shiny and brand new and it's got all the latest
And that
features.
salesperson says, "You can afford it. What kind of payment can you afford? Oh, I'll get you in and
And we'll
everything.
find a way to make it
Oh
work. And
yeah.
a lot of us got caught up in that when we bought our house. You would go out to look for a house with a certain price in mind, and then it was easy. Go a little bit above and a little bit above. I can find a way to squeeze in an
We'll
extra
get you
$100 a
in.
month
Yeah, we'll
to
get
make
you
it
in.
work.
Sure.
There is that element where you want to keep up. When you go to a campground and you see these beautiful, nice rigs, be it a Class A or a fifth wheel or a trailer, and you're like, what? That would be kind of nice to have that. What can I do to make that work? Maybe I can get that.
It's true. I mean, I look at like our Class A, and it's great for us. But what I like to have, the nice light cabinets, and what I like to have the televators and all this kind of crazy stuff. And of course I would, but I'm okay for now.
Yeah, what we have has worked out great for us. It's
Hmm.
allowed us to travel and enjoy the country. And I think that is the main thing. If you're going to embrace and participate in this lifestyle, get something that just allows you to get out there and explore and see the country. And you don't have to have the newest, shiniest rig
It'd be
on the
nice.
market. Once again, if you could
I'm
afford it,
kidding.
knock yourself
It's true.
out. But you don't have to. Just try not to get caught up in that. Try to stay focused and go, you know what? I can do all of those things in a used rig.
And there's other things we need to keep in mind.
Yeah, yeah. So another thing when it comes to trying to keep up, and I fall into this too. I fall into all these traps. There's
Chris
no
is in
doubt.
every category.
I do. I'm sorry. I worked hard. I worked hard most of my life, and I want to
Not hard
enjoy.
enough.
Really? Oh my God. Wow. So
Oh,
anyway, I can't believe she said
that's
that.
not.
Another one would be
I'm
the
kidding.
campgrounds
That's true.
and resorts.
Right. And that's
Once
a
it,
big one for us. It's a
yeah,
big one.
what I like to stay at resorts all the time. I am in the minority on this. I understand it. It's cool.
Well, let's go back to that a second. I would like to stay at all the really nice resorts also, but I'm the one that pays the bills every month and signs the check and all that kind of good stuff. So I realize how much we have and what we don't have. Because when you first look at your bank account at the beginning of the month, it looks really good, but then by the time all the bills come in, there's not a lot left over.
Yeah, so when you see these RV resorts, now, once again, I think we may be in the minority. We enjoy RV resorts. We enjoy the campgrounds. We enjoy being around people, not necessarily uptight against each other, but we enjoy
A
that
sense of
environment.
community. We like
It,
people
it,
around.
it just, we love seeing people have a good time,
Mhm.
enjoying the lifestyle. Staying at RV resorts are nice. You need to temper back your expectations and say, wait a minute, because, resorts can run you $100 or more a night.
Yes, and there are some that are even much more expensive than that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think
Hmm.
about it, if it's $70 a night over the course of a month, that's a house payment.
Well, yes, and for example, when we're in Florida this winter, we will not be staying at any resorts at all
No, no.
because we have a resort that we're going to do a family vacation at in Conway, South Carolina this summer. And if we want to go there and enjoy ourselves, we'll be there for almost 2 weeks and rent the golf cart and do all those kind of fun things, then we need to make sure that we're on budget, if not below budget. So it's important.
And the way we would do that is by using a membership.
Like our Thousand Trails, we'll be using this winter while we're in Florida. We'll be bouncing back and forth to a lot of them. And we'll be at a state park and a city park here and there, but mostly Thousand Trails.
It's easy to get caught up in wanting to stay at a nice RV resort because who doesn't like a nice pool, a nice hot tub, and any other amenity they may have?
It's true.
They're nice. It's nice. Now, there are some of you who are hardcore that you don't want any of those things, and that's cool. That's fine. Now, one of the things we've learned is state parks.
State parks can be absolutely incredible. Some of the nicest places we've stayed have been at the state parks.
Yeah, and
So,
And
We love
state
we love
parks
the
are
state
a
parks.
good means to which to save some money as opposed to a resort. So if you're,
Now, some
and
are
they,
more expensive than others, but you can still get good deals at state parks. Maybe not the same deal you
well,
could get 5 years ago, but you
but
can
we've
still
stayed
get
at
them.
many state parks for under $50 a night, right?
Sure.
And we've
Yes.
even stayed at a city park in Orlando for partial hookups for 20 some bucks a night.
Yes.
And we did a video on that, and I'll leave a link above. You can check that out. Bill Frederick in Orlando is an amazing city park
It is.
for partial hookups for 20 some bucks a night. And it's a beautiful park that's
Very
every bit as
nice.
good as any resort, if not better.
I mean, they even have a pool. It's not open year round, but they have all kinds of amenities. It's very, very nice.
Try not to, once again, this is all about not getting caught up into wanting to buy all the crazy stuff because you're trying to keep up with. I mean, it's easy to fall into that. You watch these videos, and Katrina and I watch a lot of videos, and you see them, with some really nice rigs, constantly getting upgrades and staying at some nice places.
More than not, you're seeing a lot of really nice things. You're like, oh, I'd like to have that. That's a great upgrade and everything. But is it necessary? Maybe not.
And another one would be
Solar.
solar. Now, we have yet to get solar, and a big reason is because we can't afford it.
Well, it's the cost.
It's the
It's
cost.
cost prohibitive right now. And we will get solar, maybe just not right now.
It's one of those things that if you're inexperienced and you get an RV, whether you're part-time or full-time, or you think, oh my God, now I'm getting on the road, I gotta have solar. Oh, I can't survive without solar. I need to have solar because everybody else is getting solar. And there's a lot of money, upfront money to put into that. And it's worth it if you're going to do a lot of boondocking. So you can eventually get your money back. Or,
That's true.
right.
Unless you're going to get a really good deal on solar, it's probably should not be on the top of the list.
We like it. We enjoy it.
Absolutely.
We want to do more of it. You can make it work by using a generator and your lead acid batteries. Now, is that a bit, old, if you will, compared to a lot of people? Sure. But
You
don't.
can still do it and it works just fine.
Now, if you're going to do a lot of boondocking and you want to pay the upfront cost and you'll get a return on it after a year or two, or however long it takes,
Then you should do it.
then do it. But do not fall into this trap that as soon as you buy an RV, you must get solar or you can't make it work. You can. You can boondock for a couple nights. You can stay at a Cracker Barrel or you can stay at a Walmart, Harvest Host without solar. Don't think you need to keep up with everyone else who's buying solar, because when you watch these channels, they just inundate you with solar, solar, solar. Oh my God, I got a solar package. I got this. I got go out and get this solar. You got to do it. Ask yourself, how are you going to camp? Are you going to camp at state parks? Most of the time, are you going to have hookups or partial hookups? You'll make it work. You'll be fine. You can make it work.
Yeah, we've made it work.
Yeah, we've done all right for two people who don't know what they're doing and still learning. Right?
That's true. We are learning
Still
every day.
learning.
Can they call you if they're not?
No. Do not call me. I am a busy man. I have things to do, places to go, and
He's not that busy.
and I'm not solar savvy anyway, so I'm not gonna lie to you. So I can just tell you,
He'll brush up on it. Don't worry.
I don't know. I got a lot of things to brush up on. So what's another one?
Toys.
Toys. Yeah. Yeah. When we purchased our RV,
Our second RV.
we did so with the mindset that we wanted our RV to pretty much have everything we wanted, because I was not interested in spending a great deal of time upgrading everything. I wanted to get on the road. I wanted to have what we had needed and just enjoy the journey. So I didn't want to have to constantly thinking about upgrading the suspension, upgrading the internet, upgrading whatever it was that so many RVers will lead you to believe you constantly have to upgrade. It's
Right.
just, you can be, if you watch these channels, and these channels are great, they teach you some great valuable stuff, but it can be overwhelming to the point where you think you need to upgrade these things, whether it's gadgets, security stuff,
True.
toys, the latest, countertop accessory to cook a meal. which grill to get, whether you should get a grill, or Blackstone, or a smoker. It's all
That's true. I
overwhelming.
didn't think about that because we could have a grill, a Blackstone,
And a smoker.
smoker. I didn't think about that. I'm sorry, but you know what else is all the gadgets inside that us women have. You know, the Instapot, the crock pot, the air fryer, all those guys.
I mean, they in a way, and they're not doing this on purpose. I'm not saying they're doing it, but it almost makes you think that you're constantly spending money to get all of this stuff in order to enjoy this lifestyle, and you don't need that.
But it is nice if you can afford that and you want those things, and that's wonderful. You should have them.
You only need one to cook your meals. Plus, you have your microwave convection oven inside. Don't get caught up into this mindset that you have to buy all these gadgets right away in order to get on the road to enjoy this lifestyle. We have one grill, we have a crock pot, we have a convection oven, and we have a stovetop. And Katrina cooks. She cooks meals, and we're fine. And it's the same with the water filtration system. Those are legit. You can watch these videos where they're like, get this filtration, but that's not enough. You need to add another one. And oh, by the way, after you add that one, you need to add a third one to go through your Berkey. And you're like, wait a minute. As a kid, I drank from a garden hose growing up.
Absolutely.
And what's going on? And can't I just have one water filtration system? Isn't that enough? Some people will tell you no. That's fine. So it's easy to get caught up into buying all these toys, these gadgets. The same goes with internet.
Yeah.
For us, we're fortunate we don't work on the road. Other than the channel, all we need to do is upload one video a week. So we don't need this whole elaborate internet system, the PepWave and Starlink and whatever, all that. We've found a way to make it work with one phone provider, two hotspots, and Starlink.
We do have Starlink. Yeah.
And then if worse comes to worse, we can use the campground Wi-Fi, or God forbid, we have to run to a Panera Bread.
But we've done actually this earlier this year. We did that a lot before we got the Starlink.
Right.
We were frequenting, Panera Bread quite often.
Yeah, we would go to Panera Bread, and I would hang out there for the day. And
that also messes with the budget because now we're going to Panera and getting coffee there, not having
yeah,
coffee at the house.
but
it's
it
true.
wasn't that bad.
It can mess with
What's
the
a cup of
budget.
coffee? $2. It wasn't that bad.
It's not two. It's more like five.
No, what? No, it's not.
It is.
So anyway, that wasn't that bad. But try not to get caught up in thinking you got to buy all these gadgets. You got to have a bike, a side by side, a golf cart,
E-bikes.
E-bikes. That's another one. E-bikes. You would think we have two bikes, and they were bikes that were sitting in.
Sad.
They were bikes that were sitting around forever, and we took them to a bike shop. They fixed them for $100 a piece. We use them. We don't use them much. Would we like to have e-bikes? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Can we afford e-bikes right now? No.
Not right now. No.
When you're looking at 700 or more a pop, will we? Hopefully, maybe. Don't think that you have to get on the road and go out and get e-bikes. If you can walk, you can ride a bike. Don't think you need to get a Jeep and carry a.
We're not getting a new Jeep.
No, we have a 2008 Jeep that we're towing, and it is.
It has some issues, let's just say.
Yeah, but
we're gonna keep on driving it. We're gonna get it fixed here and there, and
we're
we'll
going to run
use
it into the ground
We
for as
will-
long
we
as we
will-
can.
right,
Would
we will
we
use it
like
for
to
a while.
have a new Jeep because you see so many RVers towing a Jeep?
Can I talk about this? I want a new Jeep. Okay. I would go out and get a new Jeep tomorrow if I really thought it would fit in the budget, but it doesn't.
See, she does that too. It's easy to get caught up into, I need a Jeep. I got to have a nice tow vehicle because we're on a budget like most of you. Now, I think there are some things you should get, a tire pressure monitoring system, absolutely, and a good GPS. You start out with those things and a decent internet service, depending on whether you work on the road full time. Once again, this is all about keeping up with the RVers.
Right.
It's not about, we're RVing full time now. It's no longer about keeping up with the Joneses. It's keeping up with the RVers.
Yeah.
And that can be costly.
And if you can afford it, then
Go for
by
it.
all means,
Go for it.
Keep that in mind. There's no sense in getting yourself buried in, debt that you can't afford. just because you want to be like everybody else.
And there's
It
no
doesn't
sense.
make sense.
And there's no sense in thinking you cannot go out and enjoy this lifestyle
Right.
without buying all this stuff.
You can.
Just get the basics, get the minimum, get out there and enjoy it, and ask yourself, do I need this? Do I need that? And you'll figure this stuff out. It's really not that difficult, and you'll realize there were some things you didn't need, and there are some things you should get. So once again, it's all about keeping up with the RVers. Should you keep up with it? Hey guys, tell us what you think. Leave a comment down below if you agree, you disagree. Leave a comment down below. Tell us.
I think it's a great idea.
Give us your opinion on that.
Oh boy, I think you've opened up a can of worms.
Yes, let's open up a can of worms and cause as much trouble as we possibly can, because I'm a troublemaker.
That's what Chris likes to do.
Absolutely.
What is he, some sort of an instigator? That's right. He's a troublemaker.
If this is your first time here,
Yes.
thanks for joining us.
Yes.
If you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time we release a video. If you're a regular subscriber, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. You guys have been great. Many of you have done an amazing job giving us some advice and some recommendations and teaching us some things.
Yes.
And we appreciate it so
Constantly.
much. Don't ever change. Don't ever stop leaving comments down below and helping us out along the way, because
we want to pass that on to everybody else. And I
Right.
think we've done that over this last year, and we'd like to continue.
you guys are a blessing and we really appreciate it. Yes.
True.
There you have it.
What do you say?
It's all about keeping up with the RVers. Is it real or is it a myth? You let us know.
That's right.
Remember,
Okay,
guys, any day you can get away is a great day. You guys take care.
See ya.